Hello, I'm Vicky. This is my first official video that I'm going to be sharing about my journey, my carnivore diaries. I have been overweight most of my life. I have struggled with addiction, food, cigarettes. I quit smoking April of 2022. I know I can do these things. It's just setting my mind to it. And when I say it out loud, it's a little hard to go back on. I have Hashimoto thyroid issues. I'm on blood pressure medication, and I am done with this. I do not want to go into retirement being unhealthy and going to the doctor, going to the doctor, going to the doctor. I am not going to let Big Pharma dictate what I'm doing. Anyway, so November of 2024, I saw a picture of myself, a couple pictures of myself from some summer travels, and just went, who is this person? Had gained like 40 pounds since I was working remote at home and we retired in November of 2023. And I was disgusted. Like, this is not going to happen. Or at least it's not going to get any worse. It's already happened. Anyway, so I start keto and oh my gosh, I feel so good. I've been trying to get off bread and pasta and all the things white for a lot of years, but I still would have a cheat. Like when there is hot French bread at the grocery. What do? Have some hot French bread. Bring it home, dip it in some olive oil and some balsamic and whatever. I could like polish off half a loaf just standing there. Anyway, into keto, limiting carbs. By January, I was down to like 20 grams of carbs a day, and it really wasn't even worth it. It took more energy to count those 20 carbs and put them in my app and realize that I was done eating carbs for the day, or I had gone to 30 grams, and that's not what I wanted to do. And so had run across videos on YouTube about carnivore and blah, 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 blah. I had met a couple friends last year that were carnivore, had some pretty good success, and I thought, you know what? That just sounds way easier than keto. Less less record keeping. So I start binging on Dr. Berry and My Zero Carb Life and like all these channels. And I'm like, oh, these people have been doing this for like 15 years. Some people have gone to keto, some people have gone to carnivore. But realistically, they're doing this and it's working. So I'm like, that's it. I'm all in. January 9th, I've got exactly 4 months until I turn 60 to feel better, look better, get off some medication. I'm going to go into 60 gracefully. Anyway, the first couple weeks, I'm not going to tell you they were easy because they were not. Um, I lost 5 pounds the first 2 days, and let me tell you why. Water, 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 water. And it came out both holes. That might be too much information for you, but it was liquid. And I just thought, oh my gosh. But my hands, um, all my rings are loose. Like the first week, all of my rings were loose. I looked down at my shins and my ankles, and I can see all these bones. And they weren't really swollen before that. They looked normal to me. I didn't know the difference because I looked at them every single day. Then I looked at them and I go, wow, I have pretty nice ankles. I got some bony ankles. Anyway, all that water loss felt so good. And then all of a sudden, every time I ate for those first couple of weeks, I was like, I just ate more hamburger or steak or whatever I ate than I usually do, and I don't feel like my stomach is extended. I've been fighting this bloating, like literally my stomach would my waistband would increase 4 inches after I had anything to eat. And the more I listened to all of these people on YouTube, the more I realized it was the vegetables that were toxic for me. Was it also the gluten? Probably. But it's just so weird that something so good for you, we think so good for you, could be so toxic. So anyway, I am now it's February 25th. I have not felt bloated one day since January 9th. I have not eaten one vegetable. I think I might have stolen a couple of my husband's french fries once, and they weren't as good as I thought they were going to be. Anyway, um so blood pressure today, oh gosh, I don't even know if I've taken it. Let me pause. I forgot to take it this morning. It's been so good. I'm not being as diligent as I used to be. I was on two different pressure medications, and now I am on one every day and one every other day as I start to wean off of it because my blood pressure had gone down to like 114 over 78, which is what it was before I ever started taking blood pressure medication. It actually has never been that low while I've been taking two blood pressure medications, and I think my doctor wanted to add a third blood pressure medication, but she didn't know what was causing it. So I'm like, I'm not doing three medications until you figure out why my blood pressure is so high. But we both determined it was probably from my 40 pounds of weight gain. Anyway, so now getting off the blood pressure medication, my blood pressure has gone up a smidge since I've cut that second one in half, but it's still way lower than it ever was on both of them. So good news. And I'll share those with you. I'll start sharing them every day and let you know how that's going. Thyroid still the same. I'm going to have my thyroid numbers checked. Let's see, like March 5th. I have a lab appointment. So that's coming up in another week or so, and I'll share those numbers with you as well. Hopefully that's decreased and we can start reducing my thyroid medication. Um, anyway, I am happy for you guys to join me. I'm going to try and get a different background, something beach like. My husband and I are full time RVers, so this is our garage in our toy hauler. This is the back door. This summer, you'll see it down because we're going to be at a campground in Idaho that is gorgeous. But anyway, there's a window and all of our cowboy hats around the room. So hopefully you won't have to look at that too long. I'll get to working on that virtual background. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'm going to keep doing this. I want to share with as many people as possible my carnivore journey because I've thoroughly enjoyed everybody else's journeys. And I think on like maybe one day a week, I'm going to start sharing links to videos that I've listened to that I really got something out of. Um, we're in a point in our life right now where we're just entering retirement and we're seeing other people that have health issues that we don't want to have. And then we have kids who are having babies. So now we have grandbabies. And we want them to grow up healthy. And when I look at this whole carnivore thing, if I had not been eating vegetables and white things and Snickers and M&Ms and M's and Diet Coke my whole life growing up as a kid and a teenager, I would have had a completely different experience in life. And I'll tell you about that sometime. Anyway, have a great day. Look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.